Previously on Quest Friends Hereafter.
Why is your eel friend in a card?
His name is Sammy! You need legendary magic, and we all know that these things don't exist. The name's Beer Steinsman. You ever need something done, you give me a call.
All right, but legally, right?
You see an invitation to a celebration party for the brand new hip musical Swanshine. Lucy's Lover's Crepe will open the door to your heart.
What's in the room? What's in the room?
You see Big Jake Hell.
Lucy, just in time.
You are in this fiery jail cell with the torment of thousands, probably millions, billions of souls, jail cells making this kind of burning Milky Way galaxy behind you, or like a nebula. This is the space where demons go to reflect on their sins. And in front of you, a demon who now has long draping horns that pool at his feet, where normally they're quite small. Big Jake Hell is standing in front of you, one hand petting Wooblu and the other motioning to the chairs that he has created for you.
So what's and Sparky gestures to everything. What's this about? What's this about, Jake?
Well, this is Cell of Sin, a place that, whether you literally visit it or not, is stuck with a demon from the moment they come into being until they go to the void beyond the bottom levels of the afterworlds.
Are you in the afterworlds?
Hard to tell. It's a place that is not bound by any specific layer of existence. I don't know exactly where it is or if it's a place you physically can go. All I know is that it's where I belong.
Okay. Sure, okay. Sparky sits and crosses her arms and her legs and just sits and stares at him and waits.
I'm just waiting for you to say more than that.
All right, fair enough. Suppose it's hard where to start. Would you like to begin with my actions? And he points to the businesses, or where they ended. And he points to the book. I'm sorry,
I like to think he hit something in the room also that made that gong.
I'm so sorry. I'm a big boy in a small room. Over the course of my time as a living man, I acquired a great many businesses with which to punish the sinful through far worse actions of my own. And on Valentine's Day, no less, I created a crepe that damned me to this form for eternity.
That feels a little bit unbalanced.
Sounds a little excessive to me.
Yeah, like you made a bad crepe and now you have a sin room.
Well, it's not just the crepe, it's what the crepe is about.
Okay.
No, I don't need to go into philosophy or rambling or any sort of poor justification for what I did.
I am begging you not to philosophize.
What drives the three of you?
It's a very specific question. What drives you?
Well, what? I suppose I was just asking what motivated. Why are you here? What made you decide I am going to break into DIHOP to figure out what's in a secret room, and then when I see the man whose property I broke into, I will then sit down in a chair and listen to him tell me his life story?
Okay, well, in our defense, you did offer to tell us your life story as soon as we were in this room, and then you said a lot of interesting things, such as, this is a sin cell.
So interest, is that what motivates you, Spark?
Yeah, sure. I'm interested.
What about the two of you? And he points to Kike and Irene.
I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, not to throw Sparky under the proverbial bus here, but I just came along for the adventure. Sparky just, wanted to do this, and I like mysteries.
They had to call in an expert, Irene says to the girl in the corner.
The expert was clearly me, but also, of course.
Okay, well, it's also me. 'Cause I'm an investigative reporter, but we did a really kick-ass job on your room there.
Well, thank you for sharing. Mine was what I believe to be justice. When I was not just a younger man, when I was a man, I saw so much wrong in the world and didn't know how to fix it. And while I was lost, I was aimless, and that's when I met Lucy. Lucy was the one who sparked me into action, who taught me that there were things that could be done. Now, Lucy's approach was grisly, was ghastly. They believed that to improve the world was to rid it of what was wrong. As someone seeking an easy solution, that was what I wanted. So I fell, both emotionally and he points to the Longhorns, literally. They taught me everything I know, the way of acquiring businesses, putting up a honorable front, and using it to make all sorts of shady deals that, through the process of damning ourselves, helped us find those who were doing horrendous things. And once we found them, we used their sin, their avarice, their lust, their pride, whatever sin have you, to burn them. And we did that a great many times. Originally, it was just the two of us. Eventually, we got a gang. The gang called Lucy by many names. The Morning Star, Mother Nature, the Prince of Darkness, Lucifer. Eventually, we each had our own right-hand man. Philippe was there with me from the start, and, well, Lucy had their own. A relentless mercenary for hire. Like Lucy, he also didn't keep many names himself, but I believe the one he gave you was Beer Steinsman. Beer doesn't do things for free, Sparky. You need to watch yourself.
Sparky doesn't respond. She's just waiting for him to keep going.
Eventually, I realized that we were just burning things, leaving a wake of pain and bodies behind us. There was nothing that grew on the lands that we raised. There was only ashes. But I could never see the wrong in Lucy. And when they asked me to make something special for Valentine's Day, something that would open hearts, honestly, it's really foolish of me. They were like, hey, make something that opens hearts and opens literal things. And, we're going to go right outside this section of Bite headquarters, specifically at this time of day when the fewest people are around. It's the perfect Valentine. I need to be clear. I knew perfectly well what was happening, but I couldn't help myself. And I think even if I knew what Lucifer was after, I still would have done it. Imps die stumbling into flames. They follow the will of someone else. Demons, well, there's no redemption for us. We make ourselves. And that's why I know with certainty that I knew what I was doing that day. So, anyways, my rambling story about myself aside, let's get to the star of the show, he says, casually and nervously petting the side of this book, which purrs in response. This is the Necromonicon. This thing right here, this makes creatures too powerful for this world to handle. It is something the Bureau was working on, something that makes Necromon. I don't know how. All I know is that anyone who wants this cannot have it. And trust me, many have tried. And that is why here and here alone is where it shall stay until it follows me into the abyss. at the end of existence.
Is there a reason the back room of Die Hop is the safest place for the Necronomicon?
Necromonicon, Sparky Malarkey.
It's Necromonomon.
Necromonicon.
Necromonom.
This is why I am here.
None in particular, but I couldn't think of anything better myself, and to be frank, Philippe is great, but he's not much of an ideas guy. They say 2 heads are better than 1, but between me and him, we still only have 1 head, so...
Then how did you come to gain control of the
Necromonicon, Sparky Malarkey.
Is there a shortened name for this book?
Is there the Necro book? Can we just call it the Necro
The Necro.
book?
Can we call it the Necro?
The Necro. How did you come to take control of the Necro?
Oh, I mean, that's like a prefix for multiple words, but
Okay, but we all know the context of this one.
All right, yeah. Well, as I mentioned, Lucy tried to use the crepe to get it. Luckily, that attempt was thwarted, but only because, well, someone else was trying to get it at the same time. In the fury, I don't know what went over me. I took it and ran. I'd like to say it was the last good thing I did, but considering I died holding it, I don't think that's the case. It ended up here with me, and I decided to keep it that way.
The love crepe. How was the crepe going to get the Necro?
Well, the crepe, as you can see, simply put, it opens any door in front of it.
I'm sorry. It's not just like this specific escape room. The crepe unlocks it like it was made for this escape room. This crepe unlocks any door.
Philippe was very proud of the recipe. He is quite the chef.
He's quite the chef. This crepe with what's in it, Kike? Lemon? Oregano?
Kika will say all of the ingredients that I don't remember because it's been like weeks.
Lemon, oregano, vanilla, and enoki mushrooms.
Like these 4 ingredients unlock anything? What happens if you eat the crepe?
Do you unlock the secrets to your stomach?
Yeah.
Do you become the key if you eat the crepe?
Kike's asking the right questions. What?
Well, I don't know if anyone's actually been able to eat the crepe before it, expelled its magic.
I'm gonna eat the crepe.
It's already used its magic, Sparky. You can see it's not flaming, it's not blue.
The crepe is awful. God.
It's not designed to be eaten, Sparky, and I think it's pretty all right. An eclectic mix, but delicious in its own way. Just, vile and repulsive and the reason behind my trauma. But, besides that...
Uh-huh. She can't eat anymore.
So anyways, yes, all doors. I feel like that's a pretty clear statement. If it is a door and it is in the nearby vicinity, when the crepe is made, it opens.
Okay. And is it like it's a 1 crepe per door kind of a thing?
No, all doors. Sparky.
Yes.
Like
no,
all
I understand.
doors in the nearby vicinity.
Like it will like the 1 crepe works on like it will open 3 doors if there's 3 doors in the vicinity?
Yes, so we made the crepe in a restaurant.
Yes. Right
next to Bat headquarters.
Okay.
Therefore opening the doors there and also in the headquarters.
Oh my god. Okay. You opened just so many fucking doors. Okay. So the crepe opened all these doors, and now you have the Necro. I'm taking notes, man.
Yes, all right, to simplify the story, I wanted to create justice to the world.
Yeah.
I met Lucifer, the morning star, Mother Nature, the Prince of Darkness, who convinced me that destroying sinners or burning them was the way by which to fix the world.
Yes.
We assembled our ranks. I started getting skeptical, but unfortunately, I fell quite literally, emotionally, and romantically and philosophically behind Lucifer, the Morning Star, Mother Nature, Prince of Darkness.
Okay, yes.
Who then tricked me, although I clearly knew what was going on, into making this lover's crepe on Valentine's Day, which then created an explosion that opened up doors, including those into Bat headquarters. Lucifer, the Morning Star, Mother Nature, Prince of Darkness, then abandoned me to go get the Necromonicon. And I, in a moment of clarity, of greed, of lust, what have you, went to get it myself. I died in the process and awoke here with the book. That is why the book is in the cell with me. That is why I own so many businesses, although they are legitimate now, and for the rehabilitation of those who have been wronged and taken down a dark path. And now you are here.
Okay, so we've caught up.
Yes, I suppose we have. Oh, thank goodness. So we just wanted, I think a pizza for sure, and Irene, kiddo. Yeah, we finally got someone. What do you want? Earl, who is standing in the center of this just vein of ice, turns back and he looks at you, as you've made your way back to the entrance, following this trail of just freezing cold to its inevitably interesting nexus.
Finally.
What was that?
Pizza.
Okay, yeah, so, I guess, is there a way to do, like, a pizza on a pizza? Like, you flip, I know it's weird, but, like, a covered pizza almost. Maybe you, like, flip them around. I'm just trying to make this day really special for me.
Can't you make it?
Well,
You and Aubrey?
Well, Irene, I don't think we can. Oh no. I insist. Making it is part of the experience. It's a real bonding activity. Bonding in the flames of the pizza.
If pauses and does a little. Keep playing.
What was that, kiddo?
I want to keep playing while you make a pizza.
Okay. Aubrey, let's, why don't you go play with Irene and I'll make the pizza?
No, I don't want to play with you.
Aubrey looks like she's gonna interrupt, but the other voice says, please, she'll be fine. You two go take care of your little pizza making, and I'll make sure your guest here has a good time. Okay. And Earl and Aubrey walk off again, leaving you in the company of just someone who's just real fucking hot. This person is tall and straight-faced. They have the perfect mixture in both clothing and posture of a very formal, attentive aristocrat, while also kind of having the laid-back vibe of a biker. Like, they have a biker jacket with underneath an aristocratic outfit with like a cravat poking out from the center. Skin tight, I'm trying to think of a good fabric. They're not jeans, they're kind of like, that shiny leather.
They're like pleather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This person, again, has just a absolutely gorgeous, chiseled face, as if straight out of a sculpture, a classic sculpture. They have short white hair that pokes out in a way that is beautifully messy, and poking out of their hair are long horns that reach down across their back and down to their heels, like long, flowing, beautiful hair pressed against their backside. And in the grooves of these horns is green light with icicles that drip down the sides, frozen in place. Essentially, aristocratic greaser David Bowie demon is kind of what I'm going for here.
So this is David Bowie playing Jareth the Goblin King.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm into it.
They don't move at all. They're standing perfectly at attention. Their eyes track Earl and Aubrey as they leave. And as soon as they leave, look down to you. So, is this what you're up to nowadays?
Today.
Today.
Yesterday, I was someone else, doing something else. It's not like this was my preference, but we do what we have to do. How's the boyfriend?
You can see the rivets, the little lines in Lucy's horns. We're starting to melt the iciness. When you say, how's the boyfriend, they full on start steaming, going straight from solid to gas, and the area around you starts to steam as well.
Cute.
Oh, yes, cute. But I'm afraid, young one, I'm on business right now. So if you could go and have your little playtime with, the sad middle-aged man and his entourage somewhere else, that would be greatly appreciated.
Why?
Because unfortunately, some of us actually have things to do, plans to put in place.
You think I don't?
Then why didn't you take my deal, if?
I don't take deals. I make them.
You can feel the ground against you getting hotter and hotter. Well, in that case, why don't we make a deal right now? It's a pretty simple one. You leave this venue, this emporium of fun and pizza, and we don't find out at what temperature shadows burn.
Dramatic as always.
Fickle as always.
I won't stick around for too long. I'm just making a point.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have time for the points of children. And with that, Lucy moves their hand to the right, and green flames fly across the entire, desk that they're standing behind. That's when Earl pops out. Well, hey there, kiddo. So we gotta talk a bit about that pizza on 3. Okay. Okay.
We should leave.
Just like how this episode has 2 plot threads, I've got 2 promos for you for today's announcement break, but I think you're going to be interested in them, especially if you really liked our first season, Flashback Future. Because it's been a couple of years since we wrapped up that sci-fi campaign, and you probably, if you liked it, want more. Well, you can find more at explorerswanted.fm. Explorers Wanted is a weekly Numenera actual play podcast about exploration, intrigue, and friendship. Each episode is a tightly edited package of theatrical scenes, humor, delicious die rolls, and a healthy dash of chaos energy. Their current campaign, Hearts in Orbit, begins at episode 182. It is a homebrewed gas mask chic aesthetic that's torn in economic and ecological crisis. And within this crisis, a crew of misfits need to build a community for those that the Empire oppresses. These heroes include an escaped convict and aspirational revolutionary, an amnesiac thief with an ability to walk through walls, and something that'll be very familiar to anyone listening to this episode, a journalist leaning into a life of crime. Now, this is a peculiar bunch, and you're probably going to ask, how can these 3 stand against an empire? What you really should be asking is, how have they survived this long at all? Because I want to note that not only is there a dog show gone horribly wrong, but there is written in all caps, very, dangerous, stairs. So that's a level of competence we're dealing with. In addition to their Numenera campaign, Explorers Wanted does a bunch of other games. For example, episode 127, Suddenly Ham Bath, is a Under the Neighborhood crossover. The other one I want to point out is Of Paperwork and Panties, where they play We Are All Mad Here. That's episode 48. It's Fairy Tales Gone Weird. And I'm pointing out this one because Daniel, the GM of Explorers Wanted, wrote that it was Fairy Tales Gone Weird. This is an old one, and while I don't like the audio quality, listeners seem to be fond of it. And if there's anything that describes how I feel about early Flashback Future, that sure is it. So again, if any of that caught your interest, you can get more info at explorerswanted.fm or just search Explorers Wanted wherever you get your podcasts. So that's one way to get Numenera. But the other way is to go on our Patreon. Now, I talk about our Patreon a lot because it has a lot of cool things. It has short stories, it has bonus podcasts, it has a whole bonus podcast series where we just talk about games we've played. But there is a new addition that I think is genuinely interesting, especially if you're looking for a gift for the holiday season. You see, gifts are really important to me, and in my opinion, the best kind of gift you can give someone is something that they would want, but they wouldn't buy themselves. And considering that we have quite a few listeners than we have Patreons, a Patreon membership is the perfect gift to give someone, baby! That's right, if you go to patreon.com/questfriends/gift, you can gift a brief membership to the Quest Friends Patreon to anyone of your choice. And if you're not sure who to give it to, I did hear that there are there's a handful of people who subscribe to our Patreon already free, and I don't think any of them would scoff at a gift. I don't know how to how to run this promo without acting jokingly scummy, but genuinely, I think it's really cool that Patreon has opened up gifts. If you know someone who might be interested in this but hasn't paid, you can give them access. Even if it's just for a month, they get an entire backlog access to everything their tier covers, which we're talking years upon years of content, including all of our Flashback Future content. I've also been thinking of bundling some of that content into purchasable packages. So right now you can purchase the Ghost of Campaigns Past, which is that bonus podcast series. But if you'd be interested in me bundling the zines that we used to do, or all of the Flashback Future short stories, or anything like that, let me know, and I would love to make it a bundle. All right, that's all I got for you today. Our next episode is going to be a very special Hallmarked. I say as if every Hallmark isn't special and weird in its own way. And then, hopefully 2 weeks after that, we will be ready to learn about the announcement of Swanshine. I'll talk to you then.
So you said people have approached you about trying to get this necro.
Monacon, yes.
And who was the most recent one?
Well, Bot itself, allegedly, although
Okay.
I know quite well that they're working for, that pop singer, Sochi, I think her name is.
Sochi, right.
Kike will just like, I don't know if he was eating. He was maybe trying to eat the crepe, and he will like. You're right, Sparky. You can't eat this crepe.
Yeah, it's an awful crepe, real hard to swallow.
Irene is going to quietly reach out for the crepe because both Sparky and Kike have tasted this crepe now.
I like to think that she's not in frame, just her hand reaching in from off frame.
And it's just a little bit short.
It's really trying.
She's slowly starting to wilt as she gets sleepy as the Deadpool.
as it fades off.
She does little grabbing hands.
Just for investigative purposes here, for being, part of Sparky's reporter helper sometimes. Do you have any information idea as to why this latest person that wanted to get this book might have wanted it for, or, any things that you've heard, just for curiosity of what people wanted this for necessarily, what plans?
I'm gonna be honest, I can't say for sure. I don't know her well enough. It's a shame. I wish I could tell you that I knew someone close to her, friend, family.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that would be a good thing to know.
Because as I said, this book is power, fundamental and unbridled, and
Yeah.
I ask the three of you what motivates you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever motivates her, whatever sin, that would very likely be it.
Well, like, which of this, like, are we going by the 7? Like, the classic ones? You know, judging by what I know about Sochi, which isn't much, is, she seems to really like controlling people. That's a sin, right?
I would say if we're going by the 7, probably something like envy maybe, or pride maybe, you know?
That's interesting. Okay, yeah, if we knew someone who had recently gotten close to Sochi, that could be a good start.
It sure would be nice to you know, have close contact with that person and not, you know, Giga will just stare at his phone with his like 50 unreplied messages.
Yeah. All right, so listen, Jake, you've got this room and you've got all of this, and I have been difficult through this whole thing, and I'm sorry.
Go on.
But you know what? You know how sometimes when you hire a security firm, they break into a place first to identify flaws in the security? We kind of did that for you. So you're also welcome. Like, we got through the room. So like do you need anything from us? Do we need to help protect the book? Do we have to investigate stuff? Because, you know, I don't know anyone who Sochi's close to, but I bet if given some time, I could.
Yeah, you know, hypothetically, we might, you know, be able to know of a recent event that is coming up soon, and you know, hypothetically could get an in with, you know, with certain passes. I suppose.
Hypothetically.
Roll me convince somebody with heart and with advantage. And I'm going to have Hallie roll it, but she gets the advantage from Ari pointing out the party.
Oh, wait, is my heart good today? Let me see. My heart is good today. It's a +2. Bop. 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 A 7 + 2 is a 9.
Can I use my loaded dice, which is 14?
Yes.
To help Sparky, you know, like...
Teamwork makes the dream work.
I'm going to choose, if it's all right, what the drawback would be of a mixed success, if that's all right, Sparky.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to flip this around just a little bit where he's not convinced, but he tells you exactly what he would want you to do.
Yeah, the whole like, oh man, I would hate if you went and found illegal textbooks on this website.
Yeah, he's going to say, I really respect that, Sparky, but this is my sin to deal with. I can't ask you to. And then he hears Kike say, hypothetically, is if there's a vent. And he's like, you cannot, whatever you do, do not go to that musical announcement party. I cannot enforce enough. You cannot do that. I do not trust easily.
Neither do I.
And I cannot ask those I trust to be put in danger.
Neither do I. Hey, we have some things in common. This is still the little effects of the...
Then you understand, sir, why under all circumstances you cannot go to that party.
I want to acknowledge the trusting thing. The problem is that I can't think of how to do it except to be like, okay, and then cross my fingers exactly like Hopperscotch did in season 1. So I'm just doing the same thing again.
Mr. Big J. Kell.
Yes, there, Miss Irene Hawthorne.
Thank you for that respectful address. I would just like to inform you. She blinks and one eye blinks a little before the other one, and she points her finger.
I hate that so much.
Sleepily points her finger. You clearly value trust and honesty, so I am going to be very honest with you. We will probably go to that party.
What? Actually, yeah, we probably will.
How many AP would I have to give you to make the animatronic robot, at least one of them, Necromon?
You give me 2.
I'll give you 2.
Okay.
I would like to use Wild Necromon Capture.
Okay.
Just, mess around a little bit, make it a Necromon, use my little AP. Ideally, it would be something fire extinguishing adjacent abilities. And I want it to be mine.
Yeah, we're going to say that Everlasting Eel was a water whip, a close relative of the Liller Whip that explicitly shoots water. So how are you going to try to capture this Mon as the confrontation begins? We're going to do a short one this time. 3 and 3. Lucy's goal is to burn down Chuck Beaver's Emporium of Fun and Pizza with you inside of it. Or, they'll settle for your host's family. What is your goal?
I wouldn't care that much about the sad man and the random professional, but if told Irene that she wouldn't hurt them. So my goal is I want all the living people and myself out.
Okay, so your goal is to get you, Earl, Aubrey, and Oset out of the building.
Yeah.
Okay, and that green fire is already spreading fast. Like it is racing. It seems to be almost reaching like tendrils towards Earl, towards Aubrey, towards Oset, and towards you. Actually, no, it doesn't. Lucy doesn't give a shit about Oset. It's just reaching towards the three of you.
My ideal would be to harness this Necromon to sweep us out of the building. However, if that's not gonna work, I am also willing to give up my mantle, duck behind something, transform into Rasputin, summon several horses, transform back into Irene, and then have us all ride away.
Okay, this is a multi-step plan here. So first, let's try to catch the Mon.
Okay.
You don't have a card, so you'll run. Oset will be like, it was freezing, and now it's steaming.
I just want to, rifle through his pockets to find an empty card.
Yes, I will make one of my arms disappear. Return it to its original shadowy state, much better for pickpocketing. Just reach around, pull out the shadow of a card, slip it back into my fleshy hand, and voila, like magic.
And so you grab the card and you roll, I think, Fierce to catch.
I want to use magical enhancement.
Magical enhancement, you see. I can use some of my shadowy magic to make things just a little bit higher than they would be otherwise. So I'll keep this hand here and, throw with the other, but navigate it a bit with the shadows.
All right, roll.
I rolled a 3 and I have -2 fears.
But with magical enhancement, that pushes failures up to mixed successes. So you are going to catch the Necromon temporarily. Basically, you get to hold one advantage. You get to use this Mon once.
All right.
I'll say if you throw out your card and it goes to catch the Mon, but when it does, something weird and seemingly unexpected happens to the card. It shocks and it jolts, and there's just this weird energy coursing around it. The card itself disappears into shadow for a moment before reappearing, different than it was before. A different brand of Necro card. One where the image is larger and there is no signature. What is that?
Emphasize. I thought he was supposed to be smarter than this.
All right, you had time to do that, but the fire is still burning.
Yeah.
That took you quite a bit longer than expected.
And these are the knees of an elderly woman. Running is...
She's so slow. How is she so slow?
I don't know. It's so young, but so old.
All right, what's your next step?
So, let's see. I would have to use Elemental Blast, maybe?
Yeah, the Water Whip. I'm going to say Water Whip Heart. I'm going to say Water Whip signature stat is Heart. because it's just a friend, and that's why it was hanging out here at Chuck Beaver's. So your elemental blast will give you something meant to defend or assist you.
So the ideal would be for it to drench Lucifer and the area around them to put out the fire. But I want to specifically aim for Lucy because I think it would be really funny.
Okay. Roll heart with advantage.
Okay. I rolled a 9.
You shoot it at Lucy. You're like, aha, water, yes! But then you remember this is not regular fire. And the water evaporates long before it hits the piercing green flames.
This doesn't feel like a mixed success. This feels like a failure.
But then something weird happens again. That shadowy magic wraps itself around the card and wraps itself around the flame. And the Liller Whip disintegrates into nothing as the water completely douses the area around Lucifer and, more infuriatingly, douses their horns. Earl's like, the flame around him swoops back and goes above Lucy's head, making a torrential fireball that then shoots out directly at you like a bolt of lightning. And I'm actually going to say Lucifer does an effect there.
Okay.
You get shot back, and
No, don't do what I think you're doing. It would be just a rude monologue.
it shoots you back, knocks your shadow against the wall, and the little mask, the little wooden mask of Irene, just plops to the ground.
Yes, well, luckily my navigator gave me an idea quite before this. I'll slip on the Rasputin mask
And summon a great many horses with intense ferocity, and let's say we throw some magic into it as well, a little bit of magical enhance. Oh, actually, I have 1 AP remaining, do I not? I will not use magical enhancement, but I will roll. Actually, I'll use both magical enhancement and the 1 AP to roll with advantage.
and I will just roll a 3d6 and I will take, quite perfect, a 6 and a 3, that makes a 9, which turns into, I believe, a full success with my magic. There's a horse, there's a horse, there's a horse, and there's a horse.
Nay! Like a stampede, a bunch of horses start plowing through Chuck Beaver's Emporium of Fun and Pizza, absolutely destroying everything. Everything in the wake is just getting absolutely obliterated. One of them charges straight at Lucy, who turns to it, raises their hand, and stops the horse in its tracks. Well, little one, you seem to forget that all of nature is under my domain. You seriously thought a little horse would get in the way?
Well, of its own volition, not quite, but to be frank, that horse was always a bit of a disappointment anyway.
And if riding on the shadow of another horse picks up the wooden mask and then reaches her arm out to grab the horse that Lucy had stopped, picks up its shadow, flips it over like tipping a cow, and it just falls on Lucifer as all of Chuck Beaver's falls to the ground. Irene, kiddo, are you all right? Earl stands up and is looking for his daughter while Aubrey is removing some of the rubble that got on both of them.
Of course, Dad, If says, having slapped the mask on because, she's a woman of her word.
A single tear goes down Earl's cheek as he hears his daughter call him dad. Well, this is a pretty fun trip, but, I think this was enough fun for one day, huh? Besides, I think, and he looks at the wreckage of the family car, which has just been like we'll say Chuck Beaver's head is just like gnawing into the top of it. Besides, I think all the camping gear is,
Oh, darn.
Yes, what a shame indeed. Aubrey gives you like the be nice eyes.
Let me just say goodbye to my good friend. I would like to just check around for Oset Scuba. He all good? He good?
Let me be crushed that I could be in a human card like Sammy.
Oset cries as a shadowy hand peels off the rubble that he was lying under before then returning into the shape of Irene's hand.
I would like to bend down slightly to look down upon this sad, sad man.
I like to believe you're standing on like his chest. All right, yeah, you're looking him straight in the eyes. There's something in those eyes that upsets him and catches his attention.
I know your day was hard, but I thought our time together, Mr. Scuba, was legendary.
And as you leave, Oset sits up and he looks to the right, where in the shadow reassembles the shadowy card. The one that notably seems to work despite not having a signature. And once again, Oset Scuba begins to scheme.
Look, Jake, it's very, very nice. You don't want people you trust to like go to a party or whatever. But I mean, wouldn't you want the people that you trust to be on your side doing the, like isn't trust stronger than fear?
If there was any favor I could ask in this world, it would be that you leave this room and forget it ever existed. But considering as there is no power in this world that can erase memories, and considering that you have a habit on getting on people's radars and are almost certainly already on Lucy's, all I will do instead is offer my aid. Flame goes up,
Business card.
and he hands it to Sparky, the flame, which has a little card on it.
Is it a business card?
This is my phone number. If you are ever in need of me, just simply call. And now once per session, Sparky, you can call Big Jake Hell and summon him as if you used the AP.
Gonna call Big Jake Hell.
He doesn't need to physically appear, but you can at least call him to get some sort of help.
I want him to physically appear, just like...
I mean, he can do that too, but like for example, when you were falling out of space,
You can still
he wasn't gonna physically appear. He used his flame magic.
It's like activating a Smash Ultimate move. Like I just summoned Big Jake Hell. I have that ability now. I'm so excited. I got his number.
You got his number?
I wasn't even trying.
You didn't even have to use puppy dog eyes.
I didn't have to use puppy dog eyes. I just had to use the heart that was inside me all along.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Well, no problem at all.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay. I'm putting it in my wallet.
All right. Well, so do you want any like regular crepes, or I can actually make things that aren't crepes, unlike Philippe. So
You can?
he says, desperately trying to get you out of the room and end this conversation.
He doesn't want us in there anymore.
Yeah,
All right.
So unless you stop him, he will usher you all out.
No, I want to eat some crepes or things that aren't crepes.
I want calcium cider.
Yeah, make that too.
And no more dead walls. 'cause
No,
I'm
not
starting
that.
to
We
get a little
don't-
bit of a headache from whatever that
They don't
that thing was.
need the Deadpool.
Actually, he says, the door shutting behind him and his horns swooping back up in the tiny horns on his heads. I actually know a very good remedy for dead bull.
Is it enchiladas? They say those are good for...
Exactly. But not enchiladas, enchiladas.
Excellent.
Big Jake Hell goes and he ushers you out and he desperately does not look at you while he cooks. But you can see as time goes on, he seems to relax a little bit and...
Cute.
You don't know about his past, but you know that with the little you've seen him, making a meal for people in a restaurant that he owns, you've never seen him happier.
Irene has shifted over from being slumped over Wooblu to being slumped over the counter waiting for food.
Kiki's just going to be very awkward at the whole, second part of the JKL reveal.
Sweat is dripping down into your eyeballs.
Into the eye holes. The eye holes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that disturbed you, Emily. That seemed like a very disturbed face.
So the Sparky just got Jake's number, so I mean she's probably gonna be talking to him about his cooking skills while he's making enchiladas. And she's going to try to keep things as lively and casual and fun as she can, because she also knows that Kike's losing his fucking mind over there. But then, like, as soon as they're out, the only thing I wanted to do is pull Kike aside to be like, all right, so we're going to that party, right? I'm going to order so many werepods.
Yeah, totally. We are going to that party. I mean,
Yeah.
that seems like the best next thing to do. I agree with having all of those werepods. I would want even double for me.
We can get double for you. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, like, we're going to the... We got it, Kike, but are you gonna be okay?
Sure. I mean,
I want werepods this time.
Like,
I was almost gonna joke that Irene is just groggily standing next to you and neither of you have noticed.
Yeah.
She's just standing like right between, slightly behind them, staring up with like huge eyes, yawning a little bit.
Oh, Irene, good, you're here. Because that was my follow-up. Kike, I think we're gonna have to... Irene should come. And we're gonna bring extra werepods also for Irene. Because remember how I kind of figured everything out? At least she's a siren, and so we gotta have the werepods. And so we'll just be careful, because this is nothing like we haven't done before. It's fine. It's fine. As long as you're fine.
well, I guess I should take big risks, high risk, maybe high reward kind of situation, maybe,
Yeah.
so it's fine, let's just take especially good care of the kid here,
I am not a child.
of the teen, the detective. That is correct. I apologize, Miss Detective. Good care of the detective here.
Sparky, who ironically is just getting more manic at the end of the night because so much has been dropped on her, takes Kike by both shoulders and shakes him over. Is like, Kike,
Yeah.
all the kids will be fine.
All the kids.
All the kids will be fine.
So Irene, you make your way back home. You sneak in. The house is quiet. It is empty. It is very, very late. Aubrey doesn't make a sound when he sleeps. Your father, though, snores. He snores. Let's be honest. Earl Hawthorne snores.
Oh, yeah.
Earl Hawthorne snores.
You can hear the snores of Earl Hawthorne, and it is pitch black. Nothing but the sounds of your father's snores to navigate your way back into your room. When you get to the door, you look back to see if that girl you saw was there, but she's not there anymore.
That's okay. I'll figure it out. Thanks to my new descriptor.
Oh,
Irene
Oh.
will pull out her little flashlight, reading light, snuggle up in bed, and open her new library book. How to make a heist board.
what?
Oh.
What?
And Irene, you can add 1 point to your mystery tracker.
Wait, what? No, what? tracker. No, now Emily's gonna get all their mystery trackers first, and then Irene's gonna be better than Sparky again. No, this is an insult. This is an insult. You've taken my heist board from me?
So, Hallie, let me explain.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
I took your descriptor, but a crappy version.
So what?
Irene Hawthorne has the new descriptor, jumps to conclusions.
Jumps to conclusions.
When confronted with a mystery, you can immediately and publicly assume its answers. When you do, roll 2d6. Emily has to specifically claim that Emily has cracked the case, and then we'll roll, and how right Emily is depends on their roll.
Oh my god.
Emily can do this for things outside of the mystery too. The tracker is actually the advanced version of the descriptor.
Okay.
So Emily could do this for anything. So at any point, Emily can say, this is the answer.
Jesus Christ.
I'm tempted to at some point jump to the conclusion that Elliot is the changeling.
It's just
Yes.
Like, wow, he's even worse than usual. Clearly, it's not him.
What a Nancy Drew descriptor this is.
It's basically if your descriptor was chosen by somebody who didn't know what they were doing and wasn't very good at organizing.
But that's me.
But the thing is, Sparky's actually good at solving mysteries.
Yeah, she's taking on so much responsibility. She's being held accountable for things. She's getting through escape rooms. She's comforted Kike. And then Irene comes in with like, here's my heist board.
Oh, I think, Emily, if it's all right, I think we should mention the other notable thing, because I think we're going to forget it otherwise. When Irene reads the book, she has the flashlight in one hand, but what is she holding in the other to make the text bigger?
Her new signature item.
Oh!
The magnifying glass.
Yeah. Oh, it's her signature.
Oh,
that's so cute.
So she gets the item from Kike and the descriptor from Sparky.
Oh, that's so
That is
cute.
so cute, though. Well, now I can't be mad.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ, Eponine.
Eponine! Holy shit!
Yeah, sorry about that. Where even is she? Okay, let me just open the door.
Where even is she?
Once.
Jesus
Why
Christ!
is she so sad? Why is she so mad?
She doesn't sound sad. She sounds pissed.
Yeah, why is she mad?
Why is she mad, Ari?
All right, she's out. She's out of here.
Ari, why is she mad?
I don't know. She was asleep, and now she's not.
She was asleep, and then she just wasn't.
What a fucking menace.
She's like a barbarian. That's how we have coined her class.
You're mad.
She's like all sweet, and suddenly it's like rage, and it's like, oh god.
Anyway, so the way I'm going to say it works is it flips around, but he's making it very clear that, like, the most useful thing you could do
Right.
is go to the party and figure out what the fuck she's up
He's
to.
hoisted his own petard. Like, you don't tell a PC, you cannot do this thing.
Under any circumstances.
It's like in The Lion King. You must never go to that place.
Exactly.
It's carving. Like, that is so dangerous.
Yeah, this is exactly that.
But Big Jake Hell, what is that? That is Sochi's party, Sparky. We must never go there.
You must never go there.
My corner friend left, she says,
Friend left.
beginning to doze.
Your corner friend left, but well, I suppose there always were. And he kind of looks confused. No, there's always been three of you. Never mind. Disregard that.
But look.
Maybe you one time saw the big bird that sometimes comes doing detective things. I mean, I guess he usually is just with me and sometimes with this kid.
That is absolutely true. The member of the party that you are missing is a bird.
Toucan.
Just a big old bird. I remember that bird helped protect Irene Hawthorne in a lawsuit.
That bird is a hero.